The East Coast Greenway, connecting people to place from Maine to Florida. Imagine a place where bicyclists, walkers, runners, inline skaters, horseback riders, wheelchair users, cross-country skiers, and more, of all ages and abilities, feel safe for commuting and recreation. While out for a day's ride, you may pass people traveling from state to state or the entire East Coast. The East Coast Greenway is a walking and biking route stretching 3,000 miles from Maine to Florida, connecting our nation's most populated corridor. The East Coast Greenway is designed to transform the 15 states and 450 communities it connects through active and healthy lifestyles, sustainable transportation, community engagement, climate resilience, tourism, and more. The Greenway offers a safe place for bicyclists, walkers, runners, and more of all ages and abilities to commute, exercise, and visit new destinations. That was a quote by the Greenway.org's website on their About page, and I was wondering, how good is this bike path actually going to be? What are the benefits and the downsides of it? They are a nonprofit organization which are trying to make a safe and accessible pathway for locals and anyone who wants to use it. They are using volunteers and organizations and locals to help work on this trail. So what I did is I went to their 2019 progress report. This was to see if they had any good examples about the pros and cons of the trail. And what I found was an example of the Delaware River watershed and how it would benefit that area specifically. I found some pretty surprising numbers. They stated that 466,000 people were within walking distance. They considered that to be a quarter of a mile from the trail. And they also said that 272,000 jobs were within walking distance. And then the even larger numbers was 1.78 million people were within 2.5 miles that was considered biking distance of the trail. And then there was 1.47 million jobs within that distance as well. One of the first things I did is I went to the economic benefits page on their progress report, since I was wondering how is it going to get paid for. And one thing I found was that there's an estimated $239 million that are still needed for the construction for the East Coast Greenway in the Delaware River watershed. And then I was wondering, what are the benefits of all of this? Since, that's a lot of money. And so I looked at it and I was kind of confused. It's not really clear on their website, but it seems like they're showing that the total earnings of all the jobs and everything that they're going to do is going to be like $144 million annually. But then I realized that those $239 million are going to the local construction companies, the suppliers of the materials, the tools that they're buying locally, because that's a lot of stuff to try and ship in. They're not going to try and ship it in from somewhere else. They're going to try and buy it locally. This trail will also impact taxes. It's estimated that houses in a quarter-mile radius of the trail will have a 5% premium, meaning their value will go up. This will increase property taxes, real estate evaluations, and rents, possibly meaning that some people might not want to move in or try and stay there because the cost is just too much. It can be estimated that it will add an extra $9,400 to a property's value, possibly creating financial problems for the citizens who want to move in. After all of this, I'm personally in favor of the East Coast Greenway. I believe they'll help the economy and the communities around it. But that's my opinion. I would suggest that you go to the eastcoastgreenway.org and their 2019 progress report to make your own opinions. I only covered some of the economic benefits and downsides, but I really suggest that you look into this project, since they also include their transport and safety benefits, their health and environmental benefits, and their plans to finish the East Coast Greenway on their 2019 progress report.